13 Action News. Good morning, Las Vegas.
Just one person, and it was my boy.
A college student killed at an illegal house party right here in the Valley. The new steps Metro is taking and how you can help prevent this from happening again. Plus, a salon owner in town served an eviction notice, which she and thousands of others are still waiting on, that prevented her from paying her rent. And Kamala Harris could be the next vice president. Local lawmakers from both sides of the aisle now weighing in on Joe Biden's long-awaited decision. And the youngest elected delegate to represent Nevada has big plans, why he's focused on change during the Democratic convention. Good morning, Las Vegas. Thank you so much for joining us on this Wednesday morning. It is 5 a.m. on the dot. Let's head over to our friend, meteorologist Justin Bruce, joining us live from home right now to let us know how much warmer we're going to get today. You know, when you stay inside in the air conditioning, it really doesn't feel that bad, obviously.
Yeah, I think I was outside in the actual heat, Kalina, for like all of 5 minutes yesterday, and that was, truth be told, just a slow walk with a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, my wife, to the neighborhood pool and back. But, you know, a lot of folks do have to work outside in this heat, and gosh, it has been intense. And matter of fact, we're going to talk about just how many days in a row that we've been in the triple digits, because it's getting to pretty impressive levels. 84 right now, a little 10-mile-per-hour breeze. Our next 13 hours keeps us in the 80s through about 8:30 this morning. 9 to 10 a.m. we zip through the 90s, and we'll spend all afternoon in the triple digits. Some of the neighborhood numbers, about 104 in Summerlin, 107 over in North Las Vegas, Mountain's Edge about 106 degrees. Kalina, I do see a slight drop tomorrow as clouds thicken up. We'll talk all about it next.
All right, Justin, thank you so much. Let's head out to our roadways this morning. So we do have reports of a crash that popped up on the 15 right at Flamingo. They're trying to clear that up right now. Looks like it's still partially blocking the left shoulder. So just a heads up there. Everything else, though, nice and clear with no other problems to report. Well, after a string of violence at several illegal house parties, including a shooting that killed a college student, Metro is now sending out some vital information for all neighbors. All new this morning, 13 Action News anchor Marissa Kinniston joins us live right now from Sahara and Sloan with some important reminders for those considering using short-term rental sites. Marissa?
Kalina, just last week, a college football player was shot and killed in this neighborhood while at an illegal house party. Police say 23-year-old Ashton Price from California was the one who was shot. Investigators say he was an innocent bystander and it was his first time in Las Vegas. Metro says they've seen at least 15 shootings and 3 murders in the past several months, all of them happening at short-term rental properties. According to police, the coronavirus pandemic has created an environment for these to thrive as an alternative to traditional bars and clubs that are still closed.
It might seem like a great way to make some quick money, renting out your home or rental property for a party. I'm here to tell you it's a bad idea.
Before considering renting out your property, first make sure it is legal in your neighborhood. Short-term rental properties like Airbnb and VRBO are defined as a property that's being used for a period of less than 30 days. They are illegal in Clark County limits. However, in Las Vegas, they're allowed, but they do come with restrictions. It must be owner-occupied, have no more than 3 bedrooms, be less than 600 feet from other short-term rentals, and be in a neighborhood that allows them, since some master planned areas do prohibit them. Metro now warning property owners that they could face jail time and large fines. Residents have been asked to call 311 if they believe an illegal party is forming or currently going on. You can also file a complaint with the City of Las Vegas or Clark County Code Enforcement. So how do you know if you are living next to one of these properties, for example, like the one that was in this neighborhood? Well, coming up in our next half hour, I'll tell you some things to look out for with some of those common violations that you may notice, and then you can report them to police. Marissa Kinniston, 13 Action News.
All right, Marissa, thank you so much. Our state just reported its lowest daily new reported cases in more than a month. Now, this information came out Tuesday and also said we've seen a drop in reported hospitalizations. According to the state health department, right now there are more than 57,000 confirmed cases and 981 deaths in our state. Well, today you can get tested for COVID-19 at the Parkdale Senior Center. It's first come, first served starting at 8 a.m. Testing is limited, though. They have about 200 tests only available. It's located near Desert Inn and Lamb, and you don't need an appointment. It's also open to everyone. Well, a salon owner in town who's still waiting for her pandemic unemployment assistance gets evicted. She says she has no money to pay the salon's rent. 13 Action News reporter Austin Carter shows us why the salon may not be the only business to be evicted during this pandemic.
Well, this Valley business here evicted, now left with no lights on inside and what seems to be no light at the end of the tunnel. The coronavirus pandemic forced them to close their doors, and now they say they have no money to pay rent.
It's been devastating to have to go out of business after almost 9 years.
Nearly a decade in business, Eclipse Salon in the South Valley served an eviction notice. The coronavirus pandemic playing a part.
We were on our 4th lease, which clearly shows that we were good tenants.
Looking for assistance, Sherry applied for pandemic unemployment assistance. Her claim was approved, but they're still waiting on the funds. Sherry feels for other owners going through the same thing, saying her business isn't the first and won't be the last to be evicted amid this pandemic.
But I have a feeling this is going to happen to a lot of people, and I really feel for them.
I also reached out to the property manager for the salon here. I left them a message. I'm still waiting to hear back. Once we hear back, I will let you know on our website. Head over to ktmv.com. I'm Austin Carter, 13 Action News.
Mask Up Nevada. Today there'll be a pop-up parade to shine a light on the importance of wearing a mask. The parade will drive by 13 local hospitals. It's all to kick off a new PSA campaign for Mask Up NV. The parade starts at 8 this morning at Sunrise Hospital. Well, today 2 people accused of stealing Dieter debit cards will be in court. Police say Kenneth Greenland and Brittany Griesel were caught with meth and more than $45,000 in cash over the weekend. Both suspects also had several unemployment benefit cards in different people's names. They're now facing felony charges. Metro believes the suspects are also involved in unemployment fraud. Today, the man accused of killing for the thrill of it will be in court. Police say Noah Green shot and killed a sleeping homeless man near Decatur and Penwood on July 13th. He's also believed to have shot another man walking his dog nearby. Police found graphic videos of the attacks on his phone. Now, last month, his attorney told a judge she was worried about him being competent, so the court was going to check on his mental health. Right now, he's being held without bail. Today, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will hold their first event since becoming running mates ahead of the 2020 election. This morning, local Democratic and Republican leaders are weighing in on Biden's decision to ask Harris to be his vice president. Democratic Party Chairman William McCurdy says she represents the diversity of the West and America and called her nomination historic. But the chairman of the state's Republican Party says the pick is wrong for Nevada and that the move shows Biden is, quote, an empty vessel being occupied by the radical left. Now, if elected, Kamala Harris would be the first woman vice president, the first African-American vice president, and the highest-ranking Asian American in U.S. history. A local teen will become the youngest elected delegate to represent Nevada at this month's Democratic convention. Ishan Vakil is a Las Vegas native. He'll be attending the convention virtually and also plans to get involved in the issues Asian Americans and young people care about.
I want them to work towards changing the composition of what our political sphere and what our legislature looks like, so it more accurately reflects, the young and diverse state and nation that we're becoming.
Vakil's next steps include taking a gap year to focus on his nonprofit work before attending Harvard. And coming up at 5:17, we're taking a closer look at the impact virtual Democratic and Republican conventions are expected to have on the electoral process. Well, the Big Ten and Pac-12 Conference is postponing fall sports until spring. This comes just days after the Mountain West decided to do the same exact thing. It was set to be a big year for UNLV. They have new coaches, a new practice facility, and they were also looking forward to playing at Allegiant Stadium. Wide receiver Drew Techman says even though the announcement hurt, he's glad the school is prioritizing the team's health. He says the team will use the extra months to get better.
Continue with the momentum and keep pushing forward. When we can roll it out, the balls and play, we'll play.
Now, the pause will not impact athletes' scholarships. UNLV practice facilities are also still open. Officials say they hope to have training camp this fall to get ready for spring season. The Las Vegas Lights will not play tonight as planned. Someone within the organization tested positive for COVID-19. The team says the person is recovering in isolation. The game has been rescheduled for next Wednesday. Their game this past Saturday was also postponed and has not been rescheduled.
That's it. And the Golden Knights take the opener of the best of 7 against Chicago with a 4-1 win.
Well, the Golden Knights beat the Chicago Blackhawks in Game 1 of their first round series. The final score was 4-1. Riley Smith earning 2 of the Golden Knights' 4 goals. Now Game 2 is happening tomorrow. Puck drop is at 2:30 in the afternoon. Well, a new campaign for new moms, the health issues that CDC hopes to shine a light on to prevent deaths. And big changes for the company planning to build the high-speed rail, who's being kicked out of the plans to connect Las Vegas and Southern California. Plus, get your fix while you can. The soda is now facing a shortage because of the pandemic.
Unfortunately, our triple-digit heat is going to hold. Today, if my forecast pans out, pretty confident it will be our 42nd triple-digit day in a row. We're getting closer and closer to the second longest stretch ever of 100-plus degree weather in Las Vegas. Tomorrow, though, some pretty big weather changes. I'll tell you all about them with our 7-day planner.